In one of his first acts as commander-in-chief, President Obama signed an executive order banning enhanced interrogation techniques in fighting terror. As president, would you bring back waterboarding?
Well, thank you, Megan. I wasn't sure I was going to get to talk again.
We have a lot for you. Don't worry. Fear not. You may rue that request.
All right. You know, what we do in order to get the information that we need is our business. And I wouldn't necessarily be broadcasting to everybody what we're going to do. You know, we've gotten into this mindset of fighting politically correct wars. There is no such thing as a politically correct war. And the left, of course, will say Carson doesn't believe in the Geneva Convention. Carson doesn't believe in fighting stupid wars. And what we have to remember is we want to utilize the tremendous intellect that we have in the military to win wars. And I've talked to a lot of the generals, a lot of our advanced people, and believe me, if we gave them the mission, which is what the commander-in-chief does, they would be able to carry it out. And if we don't tie their hands behind their back, they will do it extremely effectively.
Subject, Dr. Carson. Basically, same question to you. If Hillary Clinton is the nominee and she comes at you with that kind of line of attack, how will you take her on?
If Hillary is the candidate, which I doubt, that would be a dream come true. But, you know, the fact of the matter is, she is the epitome of the secular progressive movement. And she counts on the fact that people are uninformed, the Alinsky model, taking advantage of useful idiots. Well, I just happen to believe that people are not stupid. And the way I will come at it is to educate people. If I was trying to destroy this country, what I would do is find a way to drive wedges between all the people, drive the debt to an unsustainable level, and then step off the stage as a world leader and let our enemies increase while we decreased our capacity as a military person. And that's what she's doing.
Mr. Carson, question to you about God and his role, but also one of the issues that the public was very interested in, and we touched on it earlier, is race relations in this country and how divided we seem right now. And what, if anything, you would do as the next president to help heal that divide?
Well, I think the bully pulpit is a wonderful place to start healing that divide. You know, we have the purveyors of hatred who take every single incident between people of two races and try to make a race war out of it and drive wedges into people. And this does not need to be done. What we need to think about instead, you know, I was asked by an NPR reporter once, why don't I talk about race that often? I said, it's because I'm a neurosurgeon. And she thought that was a strange response. And I said, you see, when I take someone to the operating room, I'm actually operating on the thing that makes them who they are. The skin doesn't make them who they are. The hair doesn't make them who they are. And it's time for us to move beyond that because, you know, our strength as a nation comes in our unity. We are the United States of America, not the divided states. And those who want to destroy us are trying to divide us, and we shouldn't. Well, I haven't said anything about me being the only one to do anything, so let me try that. I'm the only one to separate Siamese twins. The only one to operate on babies while they were still in the mother's womb. The only one to take out half of a brain, although you would think if you go to Washington that someone had beat me to it. But I'm very hopeful that I'm not the only one who's willing to pick up the baton of freedom, because freedom is not free and we must fight for it every day. Every one of us must fight for it because we're fighting for our children and the next generation.
Bernie Sanders was live tweeting this thing last night. It was hysterical. He starts out, get to the end of the pages because I've got they're They kind of showed up back. They show up backwards. He starts out as they're getting ready, right? As they're just starting out, he says, makes no sense that students and their parents pay higher interest rates for college than they pay for car loans or housing mortgages. Did that get discussed? No. He says, I hope Americans don't forget that when President Bush left office, we were hemorrhaging 800,000 jobs a month. No, that never got brought up. Bernie tweeted, the Koch brothers are prepared to spend $889 million this election to end Social Security to dismantle our safety net. And never got brought up. He says, he tweeted, as a result of Citizens United, billionaires are now controlling our politics. Will any Republicans support the overturn? Let's see. No, they didn't. Rubio made apparent. Yeah, I missed the first 10 minutes or so. I was on my way home from doing the TV show last night. But apparently Rubio started out making some kind of a joke about the drought in California. Bernie tweets, Rubio knows California has a drought. Will he have the courage to connect that to climate change, or will he reject the science? He rejected the science, of course. Bernie tweets, 30 million Americans have no health insurance. Even more are underinsured. And Trump wants to get rid of Obamacare? Really? Bernie tweets, Kasich says, let's get to the issues. Okay, how about income inequality, climate change, childhood poverty? Think they'll discuss those things? Well, it turns out, no, they didn't. He says, still waiting. Will they ever talk about climate change as a foreign policy issue? Keep in mind, the Syrian uprising began with a drought. Bernie says, war, war, war. When do we get to other priorities? Their other major priority, tax breaks for billionaires. He says, does anybody on the stage believe that our gay brothers and sisters have the same rights as the rest of us? Anybody? Another topic that never got brought up. Bernie tweets, Kasich, you said you don't know anybody who doesn't think we should defund Planned Parenthood? Really? You apparently don't know the American people. Bernie says, the rich get richer, everyone gets poorer, and all these guys can talk about is war and defunding Planned Parenthood? Really? Waiting. Will we hear anything about racial justice, income inequality, or making college affordable? The American people, Bernie tweets, overwhelmingly want to raise the minimum wage to a living wage. Too bad the Republicans don't. He says to Rand Paul, wrong. We've lost millions of jobs because of our disastrous trade policies. At a time of great inequality, there isn't one Republican on stage who doesn't think we should give huge tax breaks to billionaires.